guys, welcome back to another video. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the most exciting news we've gotten so far in 2025. Gosh, that's so sad. But it's that Big Twist is making a comeback and they are going to be sold at Herrschners. Now, Herrschners released a statement. They're not giving out any of the information. We still don't know about what yarns are going to be making a comeback, what colors, what fibers, nothing, or even the date. So it got me thinking, what are we going to be getting? And what is this Big Twist at Herrschners going to really look like realistically? So I went down a rabbit hole and just get your cup of coffee because this is going to be a good one. First things first, where is Big Twist even made? So a few months ago, there was a rumor that Big Twist was made by Spin Ride, which is not accurate. Big Twist is actually made in Turkey, and it's just a manufacturer that sells yarn. They sell yarn to whoever wants to buy their yarn, and it's a private label yarn. Another example of a private label yarn would be like, for example, Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn or I Love This Cotton, Michael's Loops and Threads yarn. They essentially made a dupe of beloved brands, a more affordable dupe, because in going straight to the manufacturer, they jump over Yarnspirations or Spinrite and they're able to produce these yarns or these dupes for much cheaper. Now that we settled what Big Twist is, and I hope that was a quick and clear explanation of what Big Twist is. And you and I can do that. If I was to open a business and say, hey, you know what, I want to sell yarn, let me look for a manufacturer and buy the yarn straight from the source, I could do that. And then I just tell them, hey, look, this is my company's name. This is my label. Stick it on every skein and let's go. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. What did Herrschners buy? Are they buying the skeins that are already in inventory at these Joanns and Joann's warehouses? Are they going to go straight to that same manufacturer in Turkey and just say, hey, I own the trademark for Big Twist, keep producing it and just send it to me? Or what is this going to look like? I went to the good old trusty internets and I went to the US Patent and Trademark Office, and sure enough, Joann's doesn't have a patent for the Big Twist yarn, meaning they don't own the proprietary blends, the means of dyeing, the way that the yarn is spun. They don't own anything with this yarn. So essentially the composition of their Big Twist yarn, Joann's doesn't own it. What they do own is the name. And you see, that makes sense because you and I know that the yarn is manufactured in Turkey. So chances are whoever has a patent, if it is that there is a patent out there, would be that manufacturing company in Turkey. Because they own it, they can sell it to whoever they want. And I'm pretty sure that's what happens some of the time. Because I don't know if you've noticed that you get a yarn and you're like, ooh, this feels like such and such yarn. Or you kind of like, this has the same sheen as the Karen yarns. And you're like, you kind of look at it very sus. You're like, okay, but this is more expensive. Why is it more expensive? Because essentially what you're doing is buying the brand. And it's the same thing that is going on with all of these manufacturers in China, where they're like, hey, this is where all of the bags come from. Just this company comes and they have their own markup because their name, their brand is worth a little bit more. And compared to this other company that they probably don't, their brand is not considered luxurious, or they don't have a lot of recognition. So they can't charge the same for the same bag. So it's a whole thing. And it's the same thing with yarns. All right, so upon a little bit of research, yeah, a whole hour of research, what Joann's actually owns is the words Big Twist in this font and the fact that they're on top of this little piece of yarn. That's it. That's all they own. And that's what's trademarked. What Herrschners could potentially do, I'm not saying that's what they're doing, is buy the trademark, label any old piece of yarn with Big Twist. I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do. I personally have not ordered from Herrschners. I don't live close enough to the store to actually go feel the yarn. From what I've seen, the prices are okay. I wouldn't say they're value. And that's just from a quick little perusing around their inventory. So for me personally, I don't know, maybe I will. And this is the thing, I didn't even think about Herrschners until they attached their name to Big Twist. And this was the perfect thing to do for them because we already knew that whoever was going to buy this Big Twist name and have it attached to the brand was going to explode. We already knew that. I'm surprised it took this long for anyone to pick up on it, or maybe this has been in the works since February, early March, and they're just now locking it in, and they're just now maybe able to release that they're even thinking about having Big Twist. So that's good. So that's something that I want everyone to keep in mind. I know it seems like a really good news that Big Twist isn't going away, but I do think that we have to, with caution, and not to get our hopes up. I know this is so pessimistic, but I think that's the approach for 2025. This is so sad. So that's why I'm saying caution, because we don't know what Big Twist at Herrschners is going to look like. Are they just going to buy out any of the inventory that is still in the Joann's warehouses and just sell it? Or are they going to contact the manufacturer in Turkey and, just say, hey, keep producing it, we got the trademark, we're still in business? And I'm really happy for that. I'm really happy for everyone out there that loved Big Twist. I really hope that they have more of the specialty yarns, not just the classic 100% acrylic ones. I am hopeful because I really like this sprinkled icing color, and I wish that there were more of these colors. As much as I love Hobby Lobby and I love this yarn, they really don't have a lot of variety. So when it comes to like these yarns, they don't have a dupe for this. They do have Bernard blanket, they do have other chenille, velvet, wool, tweed, acrylic, cotton yarns, but they don't have these specialty yarns that Joann's seems to like carrying. And I think that's what would set Joann apart, that they had yarns that you wouldn't necessarily find at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby. And y'all, Michael's, have y'all been to a Michael's recently? I realized that I stopped, and I think we're done talking about Big Twist at Herrschners, but I'm just gonna go on a yarn rant. Have y'all been to Michael's recently? So I realized that I stopped going to Michael's as often as I did because their yarn section kept getting smaller. I know that they have a yarn wall, but I can't reach half of them. Anyways, their yarn aisle, if you can call it an aisle, has been getting shorter and shorter. And so far, I've noticed that they only carry like the big Bernard blanket skeins because they hold up more space. So it looks fuller. But then when you're really looking at everything that they don't really have a good selection. And I don't know, maybe it's the one that's closest to me that I don't like, but the one that is closer to downtown and it's just, I want to say like 30 minutes from my house, that one is a little bit better. They do have bins, but it's still, no. I'm about to cut Michael's off my preferred list. As much as I love Hobby Lobby, they're my comfort zone. I wish Hobby Lobby would have more of a variety when it came to colors and when it came to yarn types and fibers. So yeah, anyways, rant over. So yeah, I'm excited for all of you guys that are excited. I understand if I was losing Hobby Lobby and I love this yarn, I'd probably be just as devastated as you guys. So I'm really excited that you guys are getting something at Herrschners. I really am looking forward to it. And who knows, look, like I said, I didn't order from Herrschners simply because I live too far from the store. I want to touch the yarn. And I don't know, maybe I will venture into ordering online and just see what happens. Also, speaking of ordering online, I've been eyeing hobby.com and I like their prices and I like their sales. So I don't know. Any suggestions on yarns that I could probably try there? Any yarns that you've tried and you hate it? You're like, stay away from that. No way. I don't know. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments down below, or any suggestions on value yarns, or yeah, inexpensive yarn. Y'all, this is a budget friendly channel. So yeah, if you like this video, if you enjoyed being here, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, bye.